Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to talk about, should you apply to multiple jobs at the same time? It can be a tough decision to make because do you choose quality or quantity? So I'm going to get into three main sections today, those being, what is your current situation? Which strategy will you choose? And then how to balance which strategy you do choose, and then stay around for a few tips I have at the end. So number one, what is your current situation? Are you at a job that you truly hate and need to get out of, or do you think you could tough it out for 6 more months? Because depending on that situation is if you're going to apply for multiple jobs at the same time. If you're unemployed, you need to be applying for as many jobs as possible because you need to be making that money, assuming you don't have money saved up. If you have money saved up, you have more choices. But let's say you don't. If that's your situation, you need to be applying to as many jobs as possible to make sure you can get that income back. If you're at a job that pays okay and you don't hate it, why not stay there to learn a little bit? I'm a big advocate of getting paid to learn. So if you can get paid to learn, take any opportunity you can to do that. So maybe you do a little bit slower approach and you sit back and wonder, okay, what do I hate about this job? And what jobs can I apply for that do not have these aspects of what I hate? Because then it'll make you a better selection so you don't just job hop to something else you don't like. So that kind of approach could be maybe a little more selected, but multiple jobs at the same time. Number two, with your current situation is, are you looking for a very specific job? If you're looking for a very specific role within a specific company, then no, you shouldn't apply for the same jobs. If you have a very good idea of what job or situation or occupation you want, then you need to just focus on that and getting that. Let's say in my example where I'm a coach, for me, it would be silly for me to jump from job to job, even if it was better paying, because in my experience, I want to be a coach. So I need to fully focus on that only. So it's just one job and then creating that situation for myself. Even if it takes 1 or 2 years for me to do so, it makes more sense than putting my energy in other places and not learning. It just makes more sense to do this, make less money, and then focus on doing this. So that is another thing that you look at. Do you want a very specific job like that? And number three, are you extremely busy and can apply and focus on that? Applications and interviews, if you don't know, they take a lot of time and focus. Some of my clients have sent 100 applications in, and it was on about like application 150 that he finally got a great opportunity. So they take a lot of time. So if you're extremely busy, you need to be able to manage that, and maybe you don't apply for multiple jobs at the same time because that can stack up interviews quick. So you need to kind of consider all those things within your current situation. Everybody's unique, so whatever strategy works for you. Now, I'm going to go into this next point is, which strategy do you choose? It's quality over quantity. You could send 100 like my other client did. He was using LinkedIn Quick Apply, and he was able to send a bunch over a week. And that can be a very valuable strategy. If you don't specifically care where you end up, you want more experience or just a job in general, do the Quick Apply, do quantity. But maybe you have a very few select 3 to 5 jobs. You want to put in a lot of effort into that. You want to make sure your cover letter is perfect, your resume is perfect, and completely tailored towards those companies to give yourself the best chance at securing that job. So that's another situational thing that does matter. Are you going to focus on quality or are you going to focus on quantity? Personally, I'm somewhere in the middle where if I was in a situation where I needed to do a job, maybe I would focus on doing 10 to 15 applications a week, focused on putting a good amount of quality and matching what that company needs in my cover letter, but also getting a good amount of quantity out there too to get myself opportunities and at-bats, if you will. The second thing is you need to network and reach out. So are you going to do quantity and not really put in a lot into those reach outs and networking, or are you going to do quality, really focus on creating and cultivating those relationships to learn what those people are doing? I'm a huge advocate of, before you get into your job, to reach out to people who are doing that job so you can kind of get an idea of what their day-to-day looks like. What do they do? Maybe you can get some insights on what you would like doing. So the quantity over quality, you also will be better prepared for interviews if you take the quality route, but quantity, you just get more at-bats and maybe you don't care as much. It's completely what you think you want to do in your strategy. With that, that moves me to my third point, is how to balance this stuff and some tips along the way. It's very important to manage your time. You need to set a weekly goal on how many are you going to send, because it's not just going to happen. It's easy to be like, well, maybe I don't need to send my 5 applications today, but you do. If you want that dream job, if you want the job that is going to give you the life you've wanted, and you want to be able to create the life you've wanted, you need to get out there and you need to put effort towards that. So my suggestion, it would be to time block it out. Set aside 1 or 2 hours every day or whatever you need to do to get those applications in. Time block that time out and then commit to that every day, because it's very important you stick to that. With that, maybe you're struggling with time, maybe you're struggling with professional stuff, take the link in the description of the balance wheel. It can kind of give you an idea of where you're at and what you need to balance better. And if you're interested, you can leave a comment or you can go to my Instagram, message me, maybe I can help you out with it. With that, volume, as some tips I have, like what I was talking to my client earlier. He just sent volume. He started out with quality and it started to wear on him a little bit, so he started to just do quantity. He did like 80 applications over like a month, and then he did like 50 to 70 within a week with the LinkedIn Quick Apply, and that strategy worked for him. He got a pretty cool opportunity, and super proud of him. So that was awesome. So I would say volume. Sometimes it just takes more than you could ever imagine to get the job of your dreams that allows you to live a life on your terms. Another tip is follow up with a handwritten letter, especially if you're taking the quality strategy. If you get an interview to the place of your dreams that you think this job is going to be perfect, I strongly encourage you that after that interview is over, have a handwritten letter prepared or send it to them shortly after. This is going to really communicate that you appreciate their time and you are worth it for them to look into. So you just read a handwritten letter saying, thank you for your time, I appreciate the opportunity, and hopefully this works out, or something along those lines. Anyways, that was my answer to should you apply to multiple jobs at the same time. That's my experience. Maybe your experience is different, and that's okay. This is just what I think. Hopefully it was helpful.